Your prostate could be facing a silent risk, and what you put on your plate every day might be deciding your future without you even noticing. Millions of men deal daily with urinary problems, inflammation, and even the threat of developing prostate cancer. The most alarming part is that, in many cases, they don't even suspect that certain foods they eat are the main culprits. After closely observing how poor nutrition affects men's health, I have to warn you, there is a silent eating pattern that is gradually damaging your prostate. The truth is that some foods trigger inflammation, disrupt hormonal balance, and create a perfect environment for uncontrolled prostate growth. What worries me most is that many of these products are common in everyday diets, disguised as harmless and seemingly normal options. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 worst enemies of prostate health. These are foods you should avoid at all costs if you want to take care of your well-being and prevent problems in the future. What you eat can be your best medicine or your worst enemy, and my goal is to give you the truth without filters, even if it's hard to hear. If you want to protect your prostate, prevent discomfort, and ensure a fuller life, stay with me until the end, because this information could change your destiny. Before we continue, I'd love to know something to connect with our community. Which city or country are you watching from? Write it in the comments. I love meeting people who genuinely care about their health, and it helps me create content that is more useful and relevant for you and your region. Let's get straight to the point. Starting with the 5th place, processed meats. These products represent a real risk to your health, and your prostate could be one of the first victims. Hot dogs, bacon, sausage, and bologna go through intense industrial processes to extend their shelf life and enhance flavor, but this comes at a very high cost. The greatest danger lies in chemical preservatives like nitrites and nitrates, which are used to maintain the color and durability of the meats. Studies indicate that these compounds can transform into highly harmful substances inside the body, significantly increasing the risk of cancer, including prostate cancer. Additionally, these foods contain huge amounts of sodium, which can raise blood pressure and cause fluid retention, overloading the kidneys and the entire urinary system. Since the prostate is directly related to urine flow, any inflammation or overload in this area can make urination difficult and increase the risk of infections. If you regularly consume these products, it's time to reconsider your choices and opt for healthier alternatives. Another concerning factor is their high content of saturated and trans fats. These fats not only raise bad cholesterol but also promote inflammation in the body, directly affecting the prostate. Chronic inflammation is one of the main risk factors for prostate diseases, including benign enlargement and even cancer. Choosing a diet rich in natural products and low in harmful fats can be a decisive step toward reducing inflammation and strengthening prostate health. If you're wondering how to replace processed meats in your daily diet, the solution is simple. Opt for fresh and natural proteins. Chicken, fish, eggs, and lean cuts of beef are much healthier and more nutritious alternatives. Moreover, preparing your own meals at home, like burgers made with quality meat and natural seasonings, is an excellent way to avoid the chemical additives found in industrial options. Another important aspect is the connection between processed meats and hormonal imbalance. Studies show that frequently consuming these products can affect the production of male hormones, such as testosterone, and compromise proper prostate function. Men who reduce these foods and adopt a more natural diet usually show more stable hormonal balance and a lower risk of prostate problems. That's why, if you want to protect your prostate and keep your body in optimal condition, start by eliminating processed meats from your daily diet. In 4th place on our list is excessive consumption of dairy products and their derivatives. What many people don't realize is that consuming them in excess can become a silent threat to the prostate. The main enemy here is IGF-1, a growth factor similar to insulin that is naturally present in milk. This substance can stimulate uncontrolled cell multiplication, and research shows that elevated IGF-1 levels are directly linked to a higher risk of prostate cancer. This means that consuming dairy without moderation can be a concerning factor for men's health. In addition, dairy products contain natural hormones like estrogen and progesterone, and excessive consumption can create an imbalance that directly affects the prostate, causing inflammation and abnormal growth of prostate cells. The risk is even higher for men who are predisposed to prostate conditions or have a family history of cancer in the region. Another factor to consider is casein, a protein found in milk that can trigger inflammatory processes in the body. When the body responds to certain foods with inflammation, the prostate can be affected, causing urinary discomfort and even enlargement. If you experience difficulty urinating, wake up multiple times at night to go to the bathroom, or feel constant pressure in your bladder, reducing dairy intake could be an important step to relieve these symptoms. But if you love milk, cheese, and yogurt, you're probably wondering what the best alternatives are. The good news is that there are healthier and more prostate-friendly options. Plant-based milks such as almond, oat, or coconut milk are excellent substitutes for animal milk. Additionally, coconut or soy yogurts can be perfect alternatives for those who want to reduce dairy without sacrificing taste or nutrients. Another recommended option is choosing cheeses that are less processed and lower in fat. Cheeses like cottage or ricotta are lighter options that can be consumed in moderation. For yogurt lovers, natural versions without added sugar are ideal, as they support gut health without compromising prostate health. In third place on our list of silent enemies of the prostate are refined sugars and ultra-processed foods. These products are everywhere: cookies, sodas, candies, packaged bread, boxed cereals, and even foods that appear healthy but hide extremely high amounts of sugar. The big problem is that refined sugar causes spikes in blood glucose, which over time leads to insulin resistance. This situation not only raises the risk of diabetes, but is also directly linked to prostate health problems. Studies indicate that insulin resistance can encourage abnormal prostate growth and increase the likelihood of developing cancer in this region. Additionally, excessive sugar promotes inflammation throughout the body. As we mentioned before, chronic inflammation is one of the main triggers of prostate diseases, including benign enlargement and cancer. Every time you consume an ultra-processed food full of sugar and chemical additives, you are feeding this state of constant inflammation. Ultra-processed foods not only contain large amounts of sugar, but also trans fats, artificial colorings, and preservatives, all of which are highly harmful to the prostate. These compounds overload the liver, disrupt metabolism, and create an ideal environment for the growth of abnormal cells. Another concerning point is that sugar-rich products usually lack fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This nutritional imbalance weakens the immune system and leaves the body more vulnerable to various diseases, including those affecting the prostate. If you want to reduce sugar intake, the first strategy is to carefully check labels. Sugar is often hidden under names like corn syrup, maltodextrin, dextrose, or sucrose. Choosing natural and minimally processed foods is an effective way to reduce the consumption of these substances. Fresh fruit is a much healthier alternative when you crave something sweet. In addition to their natural sweetness, fruits provide fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that protect the prostate from cellular damage. Another good option is to replace sodas with lemon water or natural teas, which hydrate and offer additional health benefits. Remember, the more natural your diet is, the lower the risk of inflammation and hormonal imbalances that could affect the prostate. Avoiding refined sugars and ultra-processed foods not only helps control weight, but is also a strategic decision to maintain a healthy prostate and a balanced body. In second place on our list is a well-known enemy, alcohol. Although socially accepted and present at celebrations, excessive consumption of alcoholic beverages is extremely harmful to health, and the prostate is no exception. Alcohol affects the body in multiple ways, one of which is disrupting hormonal balance. Frequent drinking can lower testosterone levels and increase estrogen levels in men. This imbalance promotes prostate growth and raises the risk of developing enlargement and prostate cancer. In addition, alcohol has a diuretic effect, which increases the need to urinate. For those already facing urinary difficulties, drinking alcohol can worsen symptoms, causing discomfort and frequent interruptions of nighttime sleep. Another critical point is that alcohol overloads the liver, which is responsible for filtering toxins and metabolizing hormones. When this organ is weakened by excessive alcohol, it cannot properly regulate hormone production and elimination, directly affecting the prostate. Studies also show that high alcohol consumption is associated with a greater risk of aggressive prostate cancer, the type that progresses quickly and has high mortality rates. That is why reducing or eliminating alcohol is not just a lifestyle change, but an essential preventive measure. An occasional glass of red wine, for example, can even provide antioxidants like resveratrol, which are beneficial for cardiovascular health. But when consumption becomes frequent and in large amounts, it stops being protective and becomes a serious risk. The advice is clear: the less alcohol, the better for your prostate and overall health. Replacing alcoholic beverages with natural juices, fruit-infused water, or herbal teas is an easy way to enjoy something different without endangering your body. In first place on our list, as the worst enemy of prostate health, are saturated fats and fried foods. This is a critical point that demands your full attention if you truly want to protect your body and keep your prostate healthy. Saturated fats are abundant in very fatty meats, butter, margarine, industrial baked goods, and especially fried foods. These foods not only raise bad cholesterol, but also aggressively intensify inflammatory processes in the body. Chronic inflammation caused by frequent consumption of these types of fats creates a perfect environment for the development and growth of cancerous cells in the prostate. Various studies indicate that men with diets high in saturated fats and fried foods have a much higher risk of developing aggressive prostate cancer, the type that progresses rapidly and has high mortality. In addition, fried foods contain toxic compounds that form when oils are heated to high temperatures. One of the most concerning is acrylamide, a substance considered potentially carcinogenic that, when consumed frequently, significantly increases the risk of tumors in multiple organs, including the prostate. Another alarming aspect is that high consumption of saturated fats disrupts the production and metabolism of male hormones. The hormonal imbalance caused by this dietary habit not only promotes abnormal prostate growth, but also decreases testosterone levels, directly affecting energy, sexual performance, and overall quality of life. If you think eliminating fried foods means giving up flavor, the good news is that there are much healthier alternatives. Oven-baked, grilled, or pan-seared preparations can offer the same taste and pleasant texture without the overload of harmful fats. Likewise, choosing healthy fats, such as those found in avocado, extra virgin olive oil, nuts, and seeds, is a smart strategy to protect the prostate and the whole body. These good fats help reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and keep the heart and circulation in excellent condition. What you put on your plate is directly related to the quality of life you will have in the future. By reducing saturated fats and eliminating fried foods from your routine, you are not only protecting your prostate, but also preventing cardiovascular and metabolic problems, ensuring a longer and healthier life. Now that you know the 5 main foods that can harm your prostate, it is time to reflect on your daily choices. Often, seemingly simple habits, such as a processed meat at breakfast, an excessive glass of milk, a sweet after a meal, a glass of alcohol, or a quick fried snack, can silently compromise your health. The prostate is a small organ, but of enormous importance in a man's life. Keeping it healthy depends directly on prevention and consistent care. By reducing or eliminating these enemy foods, you are taking a huge step toward a more balanced life, free of inflammation and with a much lower risk of developing serious diseases. Remember, prevention will always be the best strategy. Do not wait for symptoms to appear before you start taking care of yourself. Start today, review your diet, choose more natural and healthy options, and always pay attention to the signals your body sends you. And if you want to go even deeper into how to protect your prostate and discover which foods truly keep it healthy and strong, don't miss our next content. What's coming could completely transform your perspective on men's health. Take care of your diet, take care of your body, and above all, take care of yourself. Your future is directly linked to the decisions you make today.